Hello from the Den Dreef Stadium in Leuven, Belgium, for this Women's Nations League game as England take on Belgium. Kick-off in 5 minutes' time. You might be getting a sense of deja vu. Did England not play Belgium last Friday night? Yes, they did. Just as the national anthem of England is sounding round the ground. And the national anthem of Belgium.
Le semestre de Brabançonne, mesdames et messieurs, la Brabançonne.
So 4 days after beating Belgium 5-0 at Ashton Gate, we are in Belgium for this next group game. Belgium away. 5 different goal scorers on Friday, with defenders bronze bright on the score sheet. A goal for Jess Park and 2 players getting their first ever England goals, from Kira Walsh and Aggie Beaver-Jones. Tonight then, the away fixture, and England without Alessia Russo and Lauren James. They both returned to their clubs after picking up injury. For Belgium, it's a case of top attacking talent returning from injury. Tessa Willart, their all-time leading goal scorer who missed out on Friday, has recovered and starts tonight then. 3 changes then for England. Those previously mentioned injuries, and then Ella Toone drops out for Jess Park. 4 changes for Belgium. The big one is that Tessa Willart starts for them. And alongside me, I'm delighted to say, is former England goalkeeper Karen Bardsley. So no Russo or James this evening playing away. We're expecting a different England.
It's hard to say. I think obviously their loss will be felt. You know, Alessia Russo has been in fantastic form, and she played really, really well on Friday night. Obviously failed to get on the score sheet, but she was a massive threat. And I think Nikita Parris, experienced as she is, she's not been in the squad since 2022, and I think she still adds something in terms of her pragmatic approach. Lots of energy, lots of enthusiasm. She'll press. She'll do anything she can to help this team get a result tonight. But more than anything else, for any young player that gets an opportunity today, it's about showcasing your talent and putting your best foot forward to try to get into this England squad come the summer.
And talking of young players, well, Michelle Adjiman is on the bench for England. She's 19 years old, called up for the first time. Will we see her this evening? A very exciting talent. The 2 captains shaking hands with our referee, Maria Caputi. Italian this evening, Leah Williamson, of course, England's captain. England in their dark purple away strip. Belgium playing at home, but they're in their yellow away strip as well. And actually, the last time England played here, it wasn't a very happy occasion. England lost 3-2 back in October 2023 in the Nations League, and that scuppered any chance of the UK reaching the Olympics, the Paris Olympics. So a big loss for England. As for Belgium, Tessa Willart said it was one of the greatest victories ever in the history of the Flames. So we know what Belgium thinks of England, and we know how tough they know it's going to be after losing 5-0 on Friday, as both sets of teams line up. Perhaps a good contingent of England fans away to our left behind the goal, in which Hannah Hampton is in, Karen.
Yeah, it's great to see that traveling support. I mean, typically Belgium at home, they're a great crowd. I remember playing here a few years ago, and they make it really, really difficult. It can become quite hostile. But this England team are in form, and they're going to put on a good show tonight for those traveling fans.
So Nikita Paris then over the ball. The referee blows the whistle and all the players take the knee. Continued message: there is no room for racism in football. And a big applause goes around the stadium here in Leuven as Nikita Paris gets us underway. Then England shooting in their purple away strip from left to right. Belgium all yellow, shooting the opposite direction, and England straight away from the get-go have the ball in the penalty area, but it's ushered out of play by Amber Tisiak for a goal kick. Nice compact little ground here in Leuven, little town just outside of Brussels. On our way here, Karen Barsley and I were deciding which English city or town Leuven is.
It's become a tradition, hasn't it?
It has Portimao, which is where England played Portugal in the first Nations League game. That was Portsmouth. This Leuven here we think is Reading. That's what we've gone for. As Niamh Charles can't keep the ball in on the left-hand side, then Belgium in possession on the halfway line. Goes all the way back to Deleuze. She finds her centre-half partner. In fact, Belgium looking like they're playing with three centre-backs as they did on Friday night, as the ball is hit long, looking for the run of Erlings. She can't keep that in. And let me just go through the lineups then, as England have a throw-in deep in their own territory. A minute played, Belgium 0, England 0. So then for England in goal and on the ball now is Hannah Hampton. A third consecutive start for Hannah Hampton. Is she cementing her place as England's #1 goalkeeper? Back four is Charles, Bright, Williamson and Bronze. The midfield three, Walsh and Clinton, and Park in for Toon. That's the change from Friday night. The front three quite different then from Friday night. Beaver Jones, the left wide forward, Nikita Paris down the middle, and Beth Mead right wide forward. On the ball now is Chelsea's Niamh Charles. Slides it into the path, into the channel down the left for Clinton. She's robbed of possession by Van Havermaet of Everton. And it's up to Willart, who holds it up well. She is the danger woman for Belgium, Karen.
Yeah, absolutely. She's absolute quality. I've seen her both at City. We played together. She's so intelligent. Her runs are threatening. She's always on the shoulder of the centre back. So I think Leah Williamson and Millie Bright really need to be switched on this afternoon, or this evening even.
5 goals in her last 5 for her country, for Tessa Willart, as the Belgian manager comes on the replay monitor in front of us. Icelandic manager. Lost her first 3 games as Belgian manager, only appointed in January. Was apparently going to be potentially a choice for the Chelsea manager as England try and come forward. Park's pass forward is dispossessed though, and it's run out by Belgium. Willart making the run into the channel and over, and she's in behind and in the penalty area. Willart still going, and she finds the bottom corner, and Belgium lead. 3 minutes in, and Tessa Willart, Belgium's all-time leading goal scorer. She wasn't there for them on Friday. She is tonight, and she's bagged a goal straight away.
And that's exactly the threat that she offers. We said that she's going to run off the shoulders in between the centre backs and the full back. She's clever, and all she needed was a good delivery, and she got it, and she ran with it. So composed into the area and slotted it home. Far post beyond Hannah Hampton is a very professional, composed finish from Tessa Willart. And England really, really need to get their heads into this game.
She just made the run in between Niamh Charles and Millie Bright and just found herself through on goal. And what a really cool finish past Hannah Hampton, in off the post as well.
It's a difficult angle, and she makes it look so easy. It's a great run diagonally across the box, and Millie Bright just can't catch up with her in terms of that run, that detail. She's into the area, and it's so composed.
Not a good start then for Serena Wiegman's England here in Belgium. They trail already. Quite a different story than what happened on Friday night when England drubbed Belgium 5-0.
It's going to be really important, you know, that Niamh Charles and Millie Bright really get to grips with kind of who's picking up Tessa Woolard with those runs, because you know that's that one option that they're going to try and hit over and over and over for Belgium.
England with a free kick then. Right channel, Beth Mead over it, and a chance to whip the ball into the penalty area. Can England respond right away? Mead then floats the delivery in. It's headed up but not out by Tissiak. The follow-up clearance is poor and Bright tries to put it back in, but Belgium clear only so far as Kira Walsh. Square pass to Mead. She dinks the ball back into the penalty area, brought down by Beaver Jones, but she's robbed of possession by Tissiak, and Belgium boot it long downfield for Leah Williamson to collect.
I think sometimes when you make some changes as a squad, you know, the rhythm kind of goes a little bit. You're just feeling out those connections and those spacings and the positioning, and sometimes the timing just isn't quite there. So stay composed, England.
Van Havermaet picks it up for Belgium midway inside her own half, plays it forward to Woolard, who can't control it on the halfway line. Ball's back with Millie Bright. 5 minutes played, Belgium 1, England 0, as it's diagonally played out to Lucy Bronze, England's right back, but right up in a right wing position, drifting infield, thinks it forward, looking for Paris. Paris won't get there ahead though of the Belgium defender, who clears up to Mead. Mead to Bronze. Bronze on the corner of the penalty box. It's now played square to Jess Park. Shifted over to the left-hand side. Niamh Charles gets the ball stuck under her foot, so opts for the safe route and goes back to Bright. The drums beating here at Leuven. It is a bit of an atmosphere. The Belgian fans up for it, and that early goal as well has given them plenty of reason to cheer.
Oh, they absolutely love their red flames here in Belgium, and I think, you know, the danger is in this situation, Belgium going 1-0 up. Are they going to bank up or make it difficult to play through those central areas? England are really going to have to utilize the width, and we're going to need some runs, especially from this front three, particularly on this right side. Those connections that worked so well on Friday night with Lucy Bronze, we need to see more of that.
England's front three, then Aggie Beaver-Jones, Paris and Beth Mead, as we said. Those front three, I don't think have ever played together for England as a front three. So, as very much as you said, Karen, building connections. Belgium 1, England 0. 7 minutes played here in Leuven in this Nations League game. Long ball up to Paris, dispossessed though by Deleuze, and then Paris fouls the Belgian defender, and Belgium have a free kick just inside their own half.
I think that's exactly what I mean in terms of the hesitation. I think Kira Walsh was on the ball in that central midfield area. She's waiting for the run from Nikita Paris and didn't quite come when it should have, and I think that just kind of leads to that frustration, not getting the ball in an offensive foul, and now Belgium have possession.
And elsewhere, Spain are beating Portugal 7-1. So England need to win here to take back top spot in the group, as Paris wins the ball back deep in Belgium territory. It's now with Beaver Jones out on the left, tries to get across him, but no one's really there. Falls kindly for Paris in the penalty area. Her shot blocked, and Tissiak fires it down at field. England in possession with Kira Walsh, scored her first England goal on Friday. A nice effort from range, took a deflection, but still a good shot. It's now with the England captain Leah Williamson, midway inside Belgium's half, just right of centre. Finds her teammate Beth Mead, Arsenal teammate of course. A couple of fans here in Arsenal shirts actually. I didn't realise the WSL's on a break. It's international football. Back now with Mead. Lucy Bronze into the box from a wide angle, dispossessed, but Belgium can only clear just out their box. It's now with Leah Williamson. Up to Mead, edge of the box, tries to poke it through the legs of Kaiman, can't do so, and the long ball up to Woolard is flicked on, but she's got no willing runners around her.
It's the right decision. Kira Walsh is finding some nice pockets of space. I think she can be a bit more positive and confident in her first touch, receive on the half turn and kind of drive or look for a slip pass, but again, a little bit of hesitancy there.
Beth Mead loses it, and Belgium clear. Belgium 1, England 0. Belgium took the lead very early on. Tessa Woolart, their all-time leading goal scorer, put through on goal, finished easily. And England struggling here. 9 minutes on the clock, Belgium 1, England 0. And Belgium are coming forward. Tessa Woolart, the goal scorer, on the ball then. As Belgium try and play it in behind Niamh Charles. She does well to recover though. And the ball goes out for an England throw-in. England fans would have had a lovely view of that Tessa Woolart goal. Not that they would have enjoyed watching it go past the stranded Hannah Hampton, but they're just behind that England goal. I also spotted Basil. If you follow Chelsea women, you will know Basil. It always goes to every Chelsea women's game. Full kit, and he's dressed out in full England kit this evening. It was in good vibes. In fact, I can see him over there blowing a vuvuzela.
It's always nice to see the travelling support. It goes a long way, I think, with the England players, and to feel that they're behind their team. Hopefully it'll give them a little bit of boost.
Ball back with Hannah Hampton there. Not really much she could do about that goal, Karen Barsley, in off the post.
No, to be fair, it was an excellent finish. It was, as you say, in off the post from Tessa Woolart. She tried to narrow the angle a little bit, but wasn't quite enough. And sometimes the 1v1s just go that all you can do is make yourself as big as possible.
As we were speaking, Lucy Bronze tried to push the ball past Erlings, but then fouled her in the process. So Belgium have a free kick. And we've often asked Serena Wiegman with no real response from her about who is her number one goalkeeper. So for so long it was Mary Earps, but 3 consecutive starts now for Hannah Hampton. Do you think that's a sign that maybe Hannah Hampton is the number one?
It definitely feels like it's sort of starting to trend that way, doesn't it? I think, there's a lot of confidence in Hannah Hampton in terms of her distribution. She can ping a ball out to the right, out to the left. She's comfortable in tight spaces. We've seen her Cruyff turn and, her area. So, she's certainly more than capable and comfortable. And, I think that there's so much competition in the likes of Mary Earps as well, saving a penalty in the World Cup final, winning the Golden Glove, winning the European Championships. And now it's just finding that balance in the goalkeeper union, isn't it, around experience and youth.
Kiara Keating as well, of course, Manchester City's goalkeeper. She's in and around the squad, a player that they can rely on if they need. And Belgium took their time to hit this free kick. Keiman eventually does it. Their captain, player with the most caps for Belgium, as it's up to Tessa Woolart, their all-time leading goal scorer. Out to Erlings on the left, drifting in field. And her ball across into the penalty area, cleared by Charles, who finds her fellow Chelsea teammate Beaver Jones. Goes back to Millie Bright. So 12 minutes played, Belgium 1, England 0. And England yet to have a shot on goal. And the goalkeeper is not Nikki Everard, who it was on Friday night. It's a different goalkeeper, Lichtfuss, who's only got 14 caps, plays her football for Le Havre, so not as experienced as Jess Park. Picks the ball up on the edge of the Belgian box, goes into Paris, but she's forced to dribble out of the penalty area. Niamh Charles then delivers it in, and it's going to run all the way across to the other fullback, Lucy Bronze. She puts the ball in, and Keiman clears for Belgium.
That's a poor ball into the area from Lucy Bronze. I think she needs to find that execution a little bit better, or hold on to it and kind of work its way back around the area.
Grace Clinton now on the edge of the penalty area, and that's a great challenge from Yanis Keiman. And Belgium straight away, that long ball up to Tessa Woolart. Now she's on up against Millie Bright. Millie Bright retreating. Woolart still going and gets the shot across. It's a good block for Millie Bright, but she has to put it behind for a corner. And I tell you what, Tessa Woolart looks really up for it tonight.
No, she's full of running, isn't she? She's so fluid across that front three. She'll pop up in between the centre halves and central areas. She'll be on the left looking for an overload, and suddenly she's on the right. But the lethal speed of that counter-attack while Lucy Bronze was still in the attacking third meant that Jess Park had to sprint the length of the pitch to recover in order for picking up that spare defender.
Woolart won the corner, and she's over to take the corner. It's an outswinger. Tisiak meets it at the back post, but the looping header is well over the bar, and will go out for a goal kick for Hannah Hampton 14 minutes on the clock. Belgium 1, England 0 here on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Leah Williamson, England's captain, rolls the ball to the side, then plays it forward to Beth Mead. Pushed back and has to try and pass back, but gives it away to Erlings. Erlings into the penalty area around Kira Walsh. Back is Mead and her ball across and back. The cutback looking for Van Havermaet, cleared by an England player, but Erlings also looking pretty up for this from a Belgian point of view. The number 7 just going down. Lucy Bronze looks like she's caught her in the back of the Achilles, and now a chance for Belgium to take this free kick in the left-hand channel.
Hannah Erlings is clever. She knows exactly what she's doing. I think she's trying to slow down any sort of momentum that Lucy Bronze can have in terms of getting into the game. She's drawing tackles. I think she's really frustrating Lucy Bronze. Look at her, throws her hands up. Can't believe that Erlings has gone to the floor. She's going to have to manage her frustrations there, Lucy Bronze, and really see the game out.
Belgium free kick then. Toilings over it. She leaves it for Willart. It's a good ball in, looking for Van Havermaet, and it loops over Hannah Hampton. And Belgium have a second. And the stadium here at Leuven goes wild. Van Havermaet running over to the manager. All the players are around her. It's big celebrations here. Quarter of an hour played, and it's Belgium 2, England 0.
That's a fantastic header from just seeing Van Havermaet. We've seen her do that in the WSL, haven't we, for Everton? Typically, I think she plays as a centre-back for Everton, but in the midfield, she is one heck of a target from set pieces, and Leah Williamson doesn't quite deal with the header. Doesn't do enough to put Van Havermaet off, and it's a lovely lofted ball over the outstretched arms, and it just dips under the crossbar. Hannah Hampton, could she have started a bit deeper on her goal line, moved her feet a bit more? Difficult to say. Doesn't look the timing was quite right for me.
Looking at that on the replay, I wonder if that might go down as a Leah Williamson own goal. They both went up for it at the same time, Justine Van Havermaet and Leah Williamson. I'm not sure who it came off. It doesn't really matter in the end, but England are trailing by 2-0. And what a different story this is now, and without key attacking players to get back into it, as Paris wins the ball in the penalty area. Can't get past the second Belgium defender. They clear for a throw-in.
I think the disappointing thing for me is that free kick really came from a really sloppy Beth Mead pass played backwards, losing possession and obviously forcing a foul from Lucy Bronze.
England trailing by 2-0. Leah Williamson on the ball for England, slides it out to Mead, and England with lots of possession in this opening 17 minutes, but yet to open up this Belgium defence, and Belgium have had 2 chances and they've taken both. And now Tessa Willart is crossing the halfway line, running onto a through ball, and she's got Niamh Charles for company. Niamh Charles backs all the way off. It's played up to Justine Van Havermaet, who plays a lovely ball round the corner out on that right hand side. Good work though from Niamh Charles, who forces it off it now at Janissens, and it's out for an England throw-in.
I think one of the things I'm noticing is that there's massive gaps starting to appear in England's midfield, and I think that's the difference with players like Lesia Russo leading the line in terms of the press. The timing is off. It looks like the England press is just arriving a bit late and they're getting played through.
Yes, we've spoken though about the changes in the front 3, but that's not really so far been the issue. It's been a bit of a defensive collapse, no?
Well, I think it all starts from the front. You know, when you're pressing, when you're out of possession, you have to make sure that your distances are right in order to get to the ball and to force the ball in one direction, make the pitch nice and small to allow your players to get into a structure to defend properly. But yeah, the runs in terms of the wide forwards staying nice and wide are causing a threat.
Up to Willart, who plays a wonderful ball through. Offside flag though up against Janssens.
So Tessa Willart is getting a lot of joy dropping in just off the front of the England backline into the midfield and pulling the likes of Millie Bright in field for that overlapping run out wide from Tessa Willart.
Belgium play it back to their goalkeeper. Out to their captain Kaiman.
spaces are huge, really, really big. I think Beth Mead just needs to fill in that half space in terms of getting a little bit closer to Grace Clinton in the middle.
Belgium free kick. Belgium 2, England 0. Belgium with that second goal then. Justine van Havermaet, the header from the free kick, and it's looking like an uphill task now for England. Belgium 2, England 0. Throw in then for the home side. It's back with Amber Tissiak. She goes all the way back to her goalkeeper, who's not had to make a save yet, Karen Bardsley.
No, she hasn't. She's been involved, but mostly with her feet. You know, just being that central pivot for the centre backs in terms of keeping the ball ticking over. She looks quite comfortable.
Someone who doesn't look quite comfortable is Serena Wiegman, just flashed up on the TV screen in front of us. She does not look happy, agitated on the edge of her technical area as Millie Bright loses the ball on the halfway line, picked up by Tessa Willart, who plays the long ball into the box looking for teammate Erlings, collected though by Hannah Hampton.
You can see Belgium are gambling of Lucy Bronze getting forward and not tracking back and leaving Erlings 2v1 between Leah Williamson and Millie Bright. Sometimes those gambles pay off.
Long diagonal from Millie Bright, cut out, but the loose ball falls for Clinton. Slides it into Park, edge of the box. Got Mead with her and Lucy Bronze on the overlap. Lucy Bronze with the first time delivery. Out by Deleuze.
I think that's a lovely delivery from Lucy Bronze, and I just need a bit more desire from either Aggie Beaver-Jones or Grace Clinton get on the end of it.
Beth Mead now to deliver, and that's a good ball in. Again, it's a Belgium head in the shape of Amber Tissiak, who gets there first. Still England have it though. Good spell of pressure from England as Lucy Bronze tries to do a little bit too much in the penalty area, gives it away. And Belgium try and clear off an England head, rolls harmlessly back to Lichtfuss in goal for them.
There's certainly enthusiasm from this England side. I think it just needs to kind of pull itself into some sort of composed manner, I think, some composed energy, because it now, at the minute, it feels like a bit of anxious energy is starting to project itself onto the pitch.
21 minutes played, Belgium 2, England 0. Lucy Bronze, sorry, Millie Bright even with a really heavy slide-in challenge on Tessa Willart from behind on the halfway line. And the referee isn't going to show a card, but I'm not sure if Millie Bright slipped as she went to challenge there, but that was quite heavy.
No, I think it was just kind of mistimed. It feels quite emotional, to be honest. I think she saw Tessa Willart coming in field to try to get on the ball, and Millie Bright just thought, you know what, I'm just going to have to get on the end of this. Bit heavy in the challenge for me.
Kaiman forward, trying to get the ball in behind Bronze. Bronze does well to win it. Goes out for a Belgium throw-in. The home side leading by 2-0. And then it's forward. England can't get rid of it. One back though well by Clinton. Lucy Bronze now just has to hit it downfield. Up to Nikita Paris. How good's the hold-up play? Pretty good there. Goes square to Niamh Charles, who has a heavy touch. Loses it. Collected though by Millie Bright, who's going on her own marauding run forward into Nikita Paris, who is upended by Amber Tissiak, and England will have a free kick.
Amber Tissiak won't be happy with that foul, because I think, to be fair, she gets a good solid leg in, and Nikita Paris just tries to turn. It's quite a good challenge, I think. But England are fortunate to have the ball at the edge of the area, and another opportunity on goal, because they're yet to register a shot, aren't they? Well, on target anyway.
Yes, they are. Beth Mead and Jess Park to deliver midway through the first half. Rather shocking scoreline as things stand. Belgium 2, England 0. Mead delivers it towards the back post, and there is Millie Bright. I thought for a moment the ball was heading towards Millie Bright's head like a magnet, and she was going to bullet that in, but it just was a little in ahead of her, and she went with her foot and couldn't quite get it on target.
Well, we saw what she was capable of doing on Friday night. She absolutely bundled that ball in at the far post. It's clearly a target, but it's a good ball into the right area for Maggie Beaver-Jones, but to be fair, Belgium dealt with it well.
Goal kick for the home side. Up to Van Havermaet, who is probably one of the tallest players on the pitch. As well to knock it on. Belgium in possession. Ball up to Woolard. Tries to play it first time round the corner for Erlings. Out though for a throw-in. Grace Clinton over the halfway line. She's challenged and loses out to De Troyer. Free kick given to England though.
Well, Serena Wiegman was definitely expecting a more physical game, and she's gotten it. I think De Troyer there strong with the challenge. I think as well Hannah Erlings as well has been very, very physical, quite a handful on this England right side.
Nice approach play this from England, and then a high boot from Lucy Bronze. Tissiak with her head there anyway, and Belgium trying to get rid of it. They can't. Grace Clinton now on the edge of the box into Paris. England are forced out wide. Beth Mead back to her Arsenal teammate Leah Williamson. Belgium sitting deep now. They've got just one player forward in Tessa Wooler, but she can do it all on her own and score as Erlings wins it back. Slides it out to the left-hand side. Has that gone out of play? No, it hasn't. Phil Jens goes forward. Good this from Belgium. Won the ball back and they've not lost it immediately as Kaiman squares it to Van Havermaet inside her own half. Goal scorer of Belgium's second goal. Kaiman now past Jess Park. Plays a forward ball.
Sterling's really looks confident, doesn't she? She's finding those gaps in between the lines, getting on the ball, and I think Grace Clinton, Beth Mead, doesn't necessarily know who needs to go with her. Niamh Charles knocks it out for a throw-in on the far side. I think Sterling's looks much more confident tonight than she did on Friday night. She wasn't really getting any sort of service as well when she came on, and I think so far Tessa Woolard Erlings has made quite a good impact. I think Hannah Erlings getting forward as well.
And Belgium come forward again, the ball across. Snatched out there by Hannah Hampton. Big round of applause from the England fans behind her. She rolls it out to Millie Bright. Millie Bright to Niamh Charles. Belgium now in more of a mid-block, playing quite a high line. As England creep forward with Leah Williamson just over the halfway line. Little ball into Walsh. England yet to really penetrate this Belgium defence. Ball forward up to Paris. She's dispossessed straight away, and Erlings will now try and carry it away. She wants a free kick and she's going to get it. A little tug of the shirt from Grace Clinton on her.
Needs more scanning and awareness, I think, there from Nikita Paris. She checks her shoulder once and receives the ball, and then Erlings is right up on her back, not letting her turn, and dispossesses Nikita Paris.
Grace Clinton, Kira Walsh, Jess Park, the three midfielders for England, and they're getting a little run through so far.
I think the distances need to be a bit better. The positioning just doesn't seem quite right. The distances between the midfield in particular seem either too big or too small, and ultimately ineffective.
Belgium coming forward again. They lead England here by 2-0. Ball played out to the left-hand side. Phil Jens delivers a low ball across, and Tessa Wooler is there again to slot in from close range, and it's Belgium 3, England 0.
Oh my goodness. Filtians, what a ball across the area. It's poor, I think, from England. You know, there's just too much space. Belgium attack it so confidently. Filtians drives forward, puts a lovely shaped ball away from Hannah Hampton, low, hard and driven, and guess who's on the end of it? Tessa Woolard for a comfortable finish, ultimately unopposed in the area.
The travelling England fans must be thinking, what is happening? England won 5-0 on Friday and they're now trailing 3-0. Is it really one player? Is it Tessa Willer that's changed everything, Karen?
Well, she certainly helped. I think there's so much confidence, from this Belgium side because Tessa Willard is on the pitch.
Belgium 3, England 0. Tessa Willard with another goal. A really shocking result here as things stand. Quarter of an hour to go till half time. Belgium 3, England 0. Well, the Belgium fans are loving their evening. England fans, not so much, Karen.
They're certainly buoyant tonight, aren't they? They've got a lot to be excited about. They're getting so much joy, this Belgian team, down England's right side. Lucy Bronze is getting caught out forward. Filches is staying really, really wide to kind of pull apart the back line, and they're getting so much joy with the direct ball over the England defence.
It is, as we say, a surprising result, but actually Belgium are unbeaten in their last 2 home games against England. They drew 3-3 with us in 2019, and it was that famous 3-2 win last time England came here. Well, they've scored 3 goals already within the opening half an hour. And it is a really unusual result. Belgium did do well against Spain. They were actually very unlucky to lose to the Spanish. They were winning right up until injury time. They lost very late on, and that is Spain, the world champion. So maybe if we all underestimated Belgium a little bit.
I think their manager knew exactly what they're capable of doing, and I think she's gotten the approach absolutely spot on this time. There's been a lot of changes, and she's capitalised on that, throwing wing backs forward as Lucy Bronze is in the ball.
It's now with Paris on the edge of the box, but all the yellow shirts have flooded back into the area. Clinton lifts it in, out by Belgium's Kaiman. Van Havermaet on the edge of the D clears. And now Belgium will come forward again, up to Woolart. She is so good. Round the ball, round for Toolings. She plays it in behind. Janssens is in, and it's a good save by Hannah Hampton. At her near post, got a left glove to it and just pushed it round into the side netting. Belgium corner, but England are really suffering here.
The fluidity and the movement from this Belgian side. It's a brilliant ball out wide from Toolings as Janssen makes a run on the half space, and Niamh Charles just can't seem to track. The movement is absolutely pulling England's defensive line apart.
Corner then for Belgium, and you feel like the big number 10, Justine Van Havermaet, will be the target. Comes in, cleared by Park, and Niamh Charles is struggling a bit in that left back position. She's not a left-footed player. None of the England defenders are left-footed players. That's something that some of the media pack were talking about ahead of this game. Are we missing a left-footed defender? And I think she's struggling, Karen.
Well, I'll tell you, the one that could help out is sitting at home, unfortunately, with an injury, and hopefully she gets back well enough to get back into the England side, because what she brings in quality is absolutely missing from this performance in terms of, we've seen a lot of sloppy passes, a lot of turnovers, and those regains from Belgium are absolutely killing England at the moment.
Yes, England missing Alex Greenwood along with quite a few other players as they come forward now with Beaver Jones. Square to Paris, back to Park. Good play this from England. Beaver Jones in the penalty area, but there's a wall of yellow players in front of her. And England are just forced around, and they spread it out to the right with Bronze. She swings the ball in low. Beth Mead goes down under a big swinging challenge, and it's a penalty for England. And England given a bit of a lifeline here. Beth Mead had taken a heavy touch. The ball had gone away from her. She went to put her leg out to regain control of the ball, and Phil Jens just came in to try and clear it. Went right through Beth Mead.
That's so clumsy from Filchins in the box, and I think Beth Mead is doing everything she can to try and get some sort of possession in the area to combine with Ciara Walsh, and she just absolutely gets smashed from Filchins. What a great opportunity to try and claw some momentum back for England.
And really, England weren't going anywhere.
No, they weren't. You're absolutely spot on. I think they're moving away from the England goal, the Belgian goal. There wasn't really a lot of space in terms of playing the ball back around the D. Lucy Bronze was out wide on the right-hand side. Not enough movement in the box for me. Needs more threat in the air. Big opportunity then for England. You feel they have to take this. Trailing
Belgium by 3-0. It's Beth Mead who is over the ball. Boos ringing round the stadium here.
I have to say that's interesting after she's just been absolutely smashed in the knee. Is she the right person to take this?
Well, we're about to find out, Karen. She's got great numbers.
I believe in her.
For England. Up steps Arsenal's Beth Mead, then goes left past the goalkeeper. England have a goal back from the penalty spot. Belgium 3, England 1.
I think now this is the opportunity to just take a breath. I think England need to settle themselves, really focus on being tidier on the ball, take the emotion out of it. You've got a job to do.
That Beth Mead's 34th goal in 65 appearances. She puts the numbers up for England. You cannot say she disappoints ever in an England shirt. Good finish, won the penalty, finished it off. 10 minutes to go to the break, and England with a bit of a lifeline. Bronze hits the ball forward. Van Havermet meets it. And then Van Havermet on the end of a clearance from her fellow teammate Deleuze in the back of the head. She's going to need a little moment to recover from that.
Those are so disorientating, I think. When that comes out of nowhere, and especially if it hits you in the side of the head or in the back of the head, you just kind of forget where you are for a millisecond. Hopefully she's going to be okay.
So coming into this game, Belgium had lost their opening 3 Nations League game. As we mentioned, they lost very late on to Spain in their first one, 3-2. They lost by a goal to 0 to Portugal, and they got thumped by England on Friday night. But at the moment, with 9 minutes to go to the break, they are leading England here by 3-1. It would be the first win for Belgium's new manager, Elisabeth Gunnarsdottir, Icelandic manager. You can probably guess by that name. And she'll be very pleased with how her side have performed so far. Leah Williamson goes forward to the goal scorer Mead. She finds bronze. And then Williamson has spotted the run of Paris in behind. Van Havermet is back though to head it clear. Picked up by Clinton, who does well to hold on to it, and Bronze knocks it off the toe of Filtjens and out for a throw-in. Filtjens, the left wing-back that put in that teasing delivery for Belgium's 3rd goal. Goal kick for Belgium. England have a goal back. Beth Mead from the penalty spot. Belgium 3, England 1. Goal kick then for Belgium. And you feel like they'll want to get to half time now and not allow England to build up a little bit of momentum. As Beaver Jones collects it out on the left-hand side. We've not seen much of her really in this game. Big opportunity this for Beaver Jones. Chelsea forward. She's actually Chelsea's top goal scorer in the WSL at the moment, even though she often comes off the bench rather than being a starter.
No, she's been absolutely fantastic, I think, this season with the opportunities that she's been able to get with the likes of Sam Kerr out as well. She's certainly made an impact, and I think it's difficult. Sometimes you've been thrust into the senior setup and you want to make an impact, don't you, so quickly, and she did obviously on Friday night, but this is a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Forward ball looking for Beaver Jones, couldn't take it down in the box, and Deleuze will clear. Back with Tiziak, who hits it long. Millie Bright picks it up now forward into Beaver Jones. Her layoff though a little under hit.
No, that's exactly what I mean. I think the passes just aren't quite coming off.
As Nikita Paris goes from range, and it's a wild effort really, well over the crossbar. You might notice as well that every so often we are feeding into full live coverage of Arsenal's quarter-final first leg against Real Madrid in the Champions League. We are feeding into Ian Dennis every so often there to keep them updated on the score. We've got 7 minutes remaining to go till half-time. Belgium 3, England 1. England with a big job on their hands, and things were all going a little too smoothly, weren't they, Karen, up for the preparations for the Euros. But this is a bit of a challenge as Erlings is in behind the England defence. Williamson and Bronze recover. Good block from Williamson, and then Meads back to help, and Lucy Bronze shifts across. Gets her studs on the ball. Williamson clears.
Just the things that we're used to seeing, I think, from England just aren't quite coming off in terms of those seamless connections, the touches and passes around the corner for the runs in the wide areas, the tidiness on the ball. There's something not quite right between Leah Williamson and Lucy Bronze in terms of their timing at the minute.
A reminder that Spain thrashed Portugal earlier, so England need to win here tonight to go back top of the group in this Nations League game. Only the teams that win their groups go through to the semi-finals in the Nations League, and the Nations League is important not just as a trophy but also in terms of World Cup qualification. As Bronze swings a ball into the box, and Paris met it but defended it just enough to force Paris away from goal, and her header went back across goal instead. But a good ball in from Lucy Bronze, who had been putting in some pretty poor balls before then, Karen.
No, this is much, much better. She gets the ball out of her foot and puts it into a really nice area. Great shape on it, and Nikita Paris doesn't do enough to get across the Belgian defender, Deleuze. Deleuze just gets across her. Does really, really well, to be fair, to get just that shoulder around the opposite side of Nikita Paris to get in front of the ball.
England have a throw-in. 5 minutes of the first half remaining. Serena Wiegman watching on, looking pretty unhappy with her side's first half performance. They have been undone by counter-attacking masterpiece from this Belgium side, led by their all-time leading goal scorer Tessa Willart, who wasn't there on Friday, and how they missed her then. Williamson with the diagonal ball to Beaver Jones, who lifts it into the box. Cleared out of the penalty area by Belgium's Amber Tissiak. And Belgium play it up to Willart, but that's good defending from Millie Bright. Just ran across Belgium's number 9 to clear it, but they've got it back, Belgium. Willart again manages to find a teammate. She looks like the best player on the pitch this evening, no exaggeration.
Oh, it's undoubted. Absolutely. She's so intelligent. She always moves across the back line of England and then steps into the midfield. She's constantly trying to figure out how she can get an advantage around Keira Walsh. She's either on her back shoulder or she's pulling off Millie Bright. She's causing absolute havoc, finding all the perfect spaces to get on the ball.
8 hat-tricks for her country. Let's hope she doesn't make that 9 this evening. Already scored 2 goals as Lucy Bronze comes careering forward up against Filth Jens. Gets the ball a little trapped under her foot and has to slow her progression. It's good defending from Filth Jens. Ball back inside to Clinton. Her ball in is met by the head of Beaver Jones, but she got under the ball and heads it up and onto the roof of the net.
That's better though from Grace Clinton, trying to get in the right areas. She's finding the space when the runs from Beth Mead and Lucy Bronze and Nikita Paris are dropping off that Belgian back line. Grace Clinton gets on the ball from a pullback from Lucy Bronze, lifts the ball into the area, but yeah, unfortunately, as you say, Aggie Beaver Jones just gets underneath the ball and lifts it onto the top of the Belgian net. Getting chances, and I think England needs to capitalise to really pull this game back.
Jess Park collects the ball inside Belgium's half, out on the left. Scored a wonderful goal against Belgium on Friday night. Won it back all by herself around the goalkeeper, but she's been a bit of a peripheral figure, as have many of these England attackers in this first half. England are missing key players. We do know that, though. Alessia Russo, Lauren James, no Chloe Kelly either, no Lauren Hemp. They're all 4 players that would probably, with the exception of Chloe Kelly, I think those other 3 would be starters.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget about Georgia Stanway as well. You know, I think Grace Clinton's come in and she's done a good job, but that quality, that blend, you know, that Georgia Stanway gives to Keira Walsh in terms of physicality, breaking up play, that's just elite. That's just another level.
And is that what England are missing tonight? What has gone wrong so far, Karen?
I think, genuinely, like I said, you know, in terms of what's happening in the back, starts from the front, so you got to get the press right. The distances for me are far too big. Tessa Woolert's got a free roll. She's either coming in off the back line into the midfield, or she's pulling out to the left or to the right. She's just getting on the ball. She's got so much freedom, and no one's really sure about who needs to pick her up. And I think Lucy Bronze is trying to get forward, Filchins is getting forward, Erlings is getting forward, and there just needs to be a bit more certainty about who's picking up these runners.
Jess Park on the ball, goes back to Leah Williamson in the centre circle. Should Serena Wiegmann tell one of her England players just to man mark Tessa Woolert, follow her around the whole game?
I mean, maybe for a couple of minutes, perhaps, just to kind of quell any sort of threat that she's going to pose for the last few seconds here.
Long ball up to Wooler, and out comes Millie Bright as well to intercept it, head it forward. England can't make it stick when they do get it into the attacking third now, and again it's Wooler in the centre circle, back to captain Kyman. Plays her football for Leicester. Defender, but she can score as well. She actually won February goal of the month. Scored an absolute screamer volley from the edge of the box.
I mean, just look how stretched this England team is now. You know, Filchins, Erlings is so wide. On the opposite side, again, hugging the touchline. The back line is so stretched, and Kira Walsh and Grace Clinton can't do enough to cover from left to right.
Into the 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. I would not want to be an England player in that dressing room at half-time. I can imagine Serena Wiegmann's the kind of woman that doesn't shy away from having a stern word with her players, Karen.
You know, she'll be absolutely furious, and I think, you know, us in the media now, sometimes we get on the end of it, don't we? She doesn't fancy talking.
Vanna Havermat for Belgium just eases past Kira Walsh as if she's not there. Belgium with the ball in the centre circle. They go back to Kyman. Free kick given as Paris chased down Janssens and gives away the free kick, but it's going to be half-time anyway. And I tell you what, the Belgian players look around at the fans and wave their arms to say, come on, are you not entertained? Because this Belgium side have put on a wonderful first half display, and they lead England at the break by 3-1, 2 from Tessa Woolert, their all-time leading goal scorer, who scored within 4 minutes. A header as well from Justine van Havermat. England got a goal back through Beth Mead from the penalty spot, but a really poor first half performance from England, Karen Barnsley.
No, it really was. It was sloppy, not great decisions. I think the movement in terms of support underneath the ball, you know, in terms of getting Nikita Paris to try to hold up any sort of play. There's just no sort of attacking rhythm in England's final third, and it's just so disruptive. The back four getting pulled apart. Tessa Woolert's having an absolute screamer of a game.
An absolute screamer of a game then for Tessa Woolert. An absolute downer of a game so far for England. Half-time, Belgium 3, England 1. Now, England and Chelsea defender Lucy Bronze has been speaking to BBC Sports' Alex Scott about her autism and ADHD diagnosis. It was only relatively recently she confirmed of her neurodivergent traits.
4 years ago, I did a test. Found out that I have autism, but at the same time, it was something that I always knew about in a way, just because my mum had spoke about it from a very young age and noticed things in me and was like, yeah, I think you're a little bit autistic, but we don't need to test you, you're fine, kind of thing. And then just a couple of years ago, when I was away with England, speaking with a psychologist, and she was like, why don't we get you tested? Got tested. And it didn't change anything, essentially, but it was a bit of an eye-opener, and just learnt more about myself, understood why, in certain situations, I just saw things differently to people or acted in a different way to other people. And yeah, I mean, I can remember when I was younger, felt like I was being treated differently because of how I was acting. And yeah, things just kind of fell into place and made me feel better, actually.
So you said your mum had said things before, so
yeah.
Did you have that in your head then?
Yeah, but I don't think I understood what it was. I was really good at school, I was so smart. I was.
We all know that from England camp.
I had a reasonable intelligence, I'd say. But I really struggled in English, and my teacher had said to my mum, because she was in the same school, and was like, Lucy really struggles reading, spelling is atrocious, basically. But I could write good things, but the words just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So he was like, I think maybe she's dyslexic. So my mum got me a dyslexia test at school, flying colours on that. Very dyslexic. And I remember at that point she was saying like that was to help me at school and maybe in exams if I needed it. But she was like, I think you could be autistic as well, but I don't need to test you like to tell me that. It's not going to make a difference to like your school or your exams and things. Like you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what it meant, but I just thought, oh, it means that I think a bit differently. Cool. And that was it.
So what is the process then? Because you said you spoke to the England psychiatrist, so you just went and got tested?
Yeah, so then you have like a call or like a meeting with someone, and I guess you kind of go through scenarios and different things to understand like how you would react in certain situations or just certain things that you do. And at the end you kind of get like an assessment, speak through it. Because at the same time, like, I think maybe it's better nowadays, but like autism's seen as like one thing, but there's so many things within that, like so many different traits, and people show different traits in different ways and things like that. So getting to sit down and actually speak through yours and how it affects you, and you know, maybe situations that make you feel good or make you feel bad, that was the thing that really like clicked in my head and made me feel so much better.
So what are the key differences then between ADHD and autism?
I mean, they share a lot of the same traits.
Okay.
I also, when I did this diagnosis, I was diagnosed as ADHD as well. So got a little trifecta going on. But it is quite common for neurodiverse, if you kind of show signs of one thing, a lot of them relate so closely. I guess the ADHD's got slightly different traits, but again, they're kind of mixing together. And for me, I tried not to look at like, oh, that's because of that, that's because of that, and that's because of that. I'm just like, that's just me.
Yeah.
Like,
You say it's your personality?
yeah, I think that's what I thought growing up. It was like my personality, but at the same time, it's not something I can change. I just can understand it, and that's just how I am. Like, it's not how I was brought up. It's nothing to do with that. Like, it's just how my brain functions in different scenarios and how I make sense of things.
Can you explain more to that? So then how does it like manifest in you? Some of the traits?
I think the one trait everybody always sees in me is they're always messing with my hair.
Okay.
That's like a real basic, like I'm always sat all the time, and I think as women's football's like become bigger, it's like a thing, everyone's, oh, she's always messing about, and I'm like, that's me, like, I don't know, like calming myself down without even realising it. Like it's not being able to look someone in the eyes as long. I really struggled with that when I was younger. I've had to kind of figure that one out. And I think the biggest one that's affected me was probably me being like 10 steps ahead all the time and not giving people the chance to figure that out. And I was thinking, why does she not know that it's this way? And I remember Jill used to get so annoyed at me.
So
at
would
England.
you get, what? You'd get
I'd be
frustrated?
frustrated, and people would be frustrated, like, why can't she let someone else do it? And I'm like, that's just how you do it, so just do it that way. What am I waiting for? And everyone, I think people used to think I was like a know-it-all, and I was like, no, my head's just thought through all them processes like that, super quick.
That is so super interesting because I do, like, obviously knowing you from England camp and everything, like it's just like, well, Lucy knows.
Yeah, like I just went straight to, and everyone was like, well, she's not like a team player, and I'm like, I'm helping you. I was thinking I was helping you, and everyone else was thinking, oh, she's not letting anyone else answer. I always get like, we can only tell them one thing at once, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, yeah.
I can deal with 10 things, like it's cool.
Yeah.
I know where X, Y and Z's supposed to be, and I'm supposed to be, and what they're supposed to do, and what I'm supposed to do at the same time. Doesn't everybody?
Yes.
That's literally what I have. I feel like at football, that's probably my frustration. Or like you do a meeting, and they're like, questions to the group, why such and such, and I'm like, well, because this, that, and that's happened because of that, and then that's done. No, but we need to talk about it more, Lucy. I was like, why? I've just solved it for you. Like, it's done.
So do your England teammates now and Chelsea teammates know?
Some people do.
Okay.
Like coaches and staff do, especially at England. And some players do. Like when I found out and did like the whole diagnostic thing, I remember telling like Demi was like, I think we were maybe living together or we was quite close at City. And I said it to her and she was like, yeah, obviously. So yeah, it was a few people like I'd mentioned it to, like Jordan, Lucy, and they were like, yeah, we know. So then I think because I got that reaction off everyone and they were like, okay, and I never felt the need to like tell more people because people just accepted me as me and it was Lucy Bronze, not, oh, Lucy's got autism, so X, Y, Z.
That's what I mean. It's like an understanding, even for me coming here to speak to you today and trying to understand and learn more. You already said a word that is new to my vocabulary and language is neurodivergent. Yeah, or neurodiversity as well. What's the difference between neurodiver and neurotypical?
I guess it's just the way like your brain's like wired a little bit differently. Like just the way you process things is a bit different. The way you see the world is a bit different. It's not to say one's right and one's wrong. I think that's something that I've learned, especially being in team environments. Like there's so many ways to do things and there's so many like positives to one and negatives and vice versa. Like you just have to use these things as your strengths, whether you're neurotypical or neurodiverse. And I think for me, I've always felt that my like differences have been like my like superpowers. Like being super focused. Like everyone's like, you're so passionate about football. I'm like, I don't know if I would say I was passionate. I'm just obsessed. I always just say I'm just obsessed. And I'm like, that's my autism. Like it's my hyper focus, football.
Okay,
like,
so then what happens then?
It's like
towards the end.
I don't know. Everyone's like, we're so worried about when you don't have football anymore. But I'll just find something else. Like even now with football, my head's everywhere with it. Like because I'm so obsessed. Not even just playing. Like the boardroom, like the coach and the physios. Like everyone will know that I somehow have an answer to everything because I'm so obsessed with it all.
So does your brain ever stop?
No.
Because like you're saying, you're just obsessed with, it's not just one thing, you're already thinking about that and becoming obsessed with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, again, I really struggle with, like sleep. I always have since I was a baby. My mum was like, she always says that's the reason my sister's so much younger than me, because I couldn't sleep, so then she couldn't sleep. But yeah, my brain's just like 100 miles an hour, like all the time, even laying in bed, and everyone's like, I had a sleep expert and they said, just before you go to bed, like write notes, like what you're thinking. And I was like, I write a book then? Like, am I supposed to write a book every night before bed? I was like, that's not going to work. Just have to like exert some energy, like I've just got too much energy all the time.
Is there ways that it does affect you on the pitch then? Or is that wait, when I was playing, you can play centre-back? That's why you had to play full-back, just keep going.
Well, the thing is that, again, something that I found out, and I think maybe my mum might have known this, but like something that's really good for, well, ADHD especially, on autism, having your focus, but like exercise, having that focus, having something to do and like keeping moving, like that keeps me like, so training every day is amazing for me. Even now the girls are like, are you sure you're 33? Like, you don't stop. I'm like, it's just my superpower.
I love that you keep calling it a superpower because it changes the way, and I suppose it changes the stigma around it also, right?
Well, I feel like that's something that when I was younger, when I think now that my mum didn't want that test, I feel like it was because of that. And it was like, is she going to be like seen as a problem or this is an issue and stuff, which I think a long time ago would have been, and still sometimes now maybe. But I do think times are changing and people are realising, like, I think there's so many people out there who are neurodiverse who don't even know it, but they're just so successful or just living life and they found their focus and they found their way to have the right people around them, have the right support and just carry on with life and not need to be assessed and not need to feel like they're any different because they're not. Like, it's just who you are and you find a way to make it work best for you. And I'm lucky I had my family, my friends who always understood, that's just Lucy. And I found football. So I found all these things that meant that everything that I've got because of autism has like worked into my advantage.
That was Alex Scott in conversation with Lucy Bronze. You can listen to the full interview on the Football Daily feed on BBC Sounds. Just search Lucy Bronze. And I really would recommend actually listening to that as well. Lucy Bronze, she speaks really well. She speaks really candidly about autism and ADHD. And she's such a key player for England. It's really great to get insight into her as a person as well. But we are live here from Belgium in Leuven, where at half-time it is Belgium 3, England 1. Disastrous first 45 minutes for England. And I can see Jess Carter warming up to come on. England coming out early here, but we're not going to get kicked off another couple of minutes. So time then for us to diagnose Karen Bardsley. What went wrong in that first half?
Yeah, it's there's quite a lot, I think, that needs to be put right. Just, listen, the back four, we know that they're so much better than that. It just seems like the distances aren't quite right. Lucy's getting caught a bit forward. Sometimes she's inverting in field, and you just think, does she need a bit more protection from Beth Mead in terms of Belgium are being quite clever and overloading the wings on this England right side? I think one of the initial comments that I made was obviously about getting pressure on the ball. I just don't think there's enough pressure on the ball from the likes of Nikita Paris. The distances look too big from the midfield, and then England are just getting played through. So I think, spend maybe a few minutes just kind of shoring up that central protection to the likes of Kira Walsh and Grace Clinton in front of the back four. Get some protection from Beth Mead and just kind of get a foothold and momentum back in this game. But I'm sure, without a doubt, we'll be seeing some changes very, very quickly.
Yes, in fact, I can see those changes now. Esme Morgan is on for Millie Bright, who had a bit of a howler in the first half. Time after time, the ball just played over her or cut in between her and Niamh Charles. And Niamh Charles also off. And in her place is Jess Carter. So Serena Wiegman, with those two changes, Karen Bardsley is obviously thinking, well, that left-hand side was the problem in the first half.
No, definitely. I think, look, Niamh Charles looks like she was having a rough night. I don't know if that's just because there's no, as you say, natural left footers in the squad, and she was getting beat either on the inside or around the back shoulder as well. So I think Esme Morgan will probably bring in some speed as well and some stability from Jess Carter from a physical battling perspective.
So Serena Wiegman obviously not pleased with the left side of her defence as Belgium get us back underway for this second half. Belgium leading England by 3-1. No changes for Belgium at half-time. 2 changes for England. And let's just go through the England 11. Then in goal is Hannah Hampton. The back four now is Carter, Morgan, Williamson and Bronze. So Carter and Morgan have come on as left centre-back and left back. Still the same 3 in midfield. Park, Walsh and Clinton, the front 3. Beaver-Jones, Paris and Mead. And it's Paris on the ball now. Around the corner for Lucy Bronze, who glided in field but lost control of the ball, and Amber Tissiak clears for Belgium, level with their own penalty box. Quickly give you the Belgium lineup. It's Lichtfuss in goal. Back 3, Tissiak, Keiman, Deleuze in the midfield. Toolings, Van Havermaet, De Troyer and Filth Jens, and a front 3 of Janssens, Erlings and Tessa Woolart, the all-time record leading goal scorer and the player who really ran the show in the first half.
She did. She was absolutely rampant, wasn't she? Like I said, she's such an intelligent player. She's constantly probing the back line for sort of weaknesses on the outside shoulder, full-backs, centre-backs, and she certainly found some in the first half.
Now on 90 goals for Belgium, as England have it with Kira Walsh, another player that didn't have her best half in an England shirt. There was a couple of moments when players just glided right past her, which is so unusual. She's often such an enforcer in the midfield. As Park picks it up, tries to run in between 2 Belgian players, is forced backwards to Clinton. Plays the 1-2 with Lucy Bronze, but she's robbed of the ball by De Troyer, and it's out for a Belgian throw-in.
Just really uncharacteristic decisions in terms of passing as well. Just sloppy, transitional play from Lucy Bronze. She literally just passes the ball behind Grace Clinton, and straight away it's back in the possession of Belgium. Just really need to be tidier on the ball.
With Kira Walsh now. Belgium 3, England 1. Can England get back into this game after that disastrous opening half an hour where they conceded 3 goals? Lucy Bronze plays it into the feet of Paris. It's out on the right hand side with Mead. She's down under a challenge and she wins a free kick for her side. Erlings with just a clip of the ankles and a chance now for Beth Mead to whip the ball in for England. Early goal for England would be pretty useful, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it'd be super helpful. But I think, listen, anything in terms of just getting some positive feeling at the minute, you can see that there's a lot of anxiousness, I think, and urgency in the movements of the players, but not enough control at the moment.
Beth Mead drives it in towards the back post, and Lucy Bronze met it, and it's out for a corner.
I'll tell you what, Erlings is having a great game. She's been everywhere in terms of, on Lucy Bronze, on Beth Mead. She's been really, really off-putting in terms of a defender.
And Belgium really struggled actually with set pieces on Friday night against England, but they're doing a lot better this evening. They scored one of their goals in the first half from a set piece, the free kick which Van Havermaet headed in. England yet to create anything from a set piece of their own. They do have a corner now though. Let's see if they can be more effective as they were on Friday. It's short to Jess Park. She lays it back off to the corner taker Mead, who goes all the way back to Jess Carter, the substitute. Swings it out to Beaver Jones on the right hand side. All the England players still waiting for the delivery, and it's not going to come because it's been cleared instead by Belgium. Not a great set piece from England.
No, not really. I think when it ends in a throw on the other side.
Taken quickly by Bronze into the feet of Beaver Jones to the byline, but followed by Van Havermaet. It's been a very defensive, disciplined performance so far from Belgium. It's back to Jess Carter, 30 yards out central, swings it out to the left instead for Mead, being pushed all the way by Jensens. Dinked in then by Kira Walsh, and Clinton can't get there, and Belgium will clear. Williamson fires it forwards towards the penalty area. Belgium collect it with Filtjens.
I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to put the ball back into a dangerous area, but it goes straight back to Belgium, and now they're in comfortable possession. And I just think, hang on to the ball, work it around the pitch, but do it with pace.
Janssens collects for Belgium. Belgium this half shooting from left to right in their all yellow strip. Their nickname is the Red Flame, and they certainly flamed England in that first half.
No, they did. They were impressive, to be fair. It's quite interesting how you can go from a team that England played against and absolutely dominated on Friday night 5-0 to quite an impressive performance, particularly I think from the wing-backs and the likes of Tessa Woolard, throwing numbers forward, really causing England problems.
Coming forward now, Belgium on the left-hand side. England players retreating. It's back with Erlings into the penalty area, and the ball across, clip the heels of Williamson, collected by Hannah Hampton.
It's comfortable for Hannah Hampton, just kind of trickles through the back line, but again, it's just a little bit too easy for Belgium to play through England. Really need to be a bit more compact in the midfield, get into that defensive shape nice and quick as soon as that ball transitions into Belgium's possession. These are basics.
On the ball now is Esme Morgan, and she finds Jess Carter on the left. Two players came on at half-time, both playing in the NWSL, so outside of the English Women's Super League. That's better from England. Straight ball in, and back Beaver Jones on the edge of the box, dinks it around for Beth Mead. Can she get it across with her left foot? Blocked, and then the keeper is there with the secondary blocks. Falling for Jess Carter, who goes from range off the backside of Justine Van Havermaet. And Belgium clear, but England looking like they've got a bit more composure, a bit more penetration at the start of this second half, still trailing by 3-1.
That was so much better. Some really tidy central combinations between Grace Clinton, Aggie Beaver-Jones on the inside. Lovely little 1-2 touch, and shifting the ball quickly, moving the Belgian defence. It turns into an opportunity for England.
Back with Morgan. All the players bar Hannah Hampton in the Belgium half, in fact in the Belgium defensive third. England are going to have a tough job of picking apart this Belgium side. Nice intricate football on the edge of the box though, and then Jess Park gets it caught under her foot. One back by Clinton. Van Havermaet intercepts again. And she'll knock it forward into Erlings, carrying it over the halfway line. Had spotted the run of Willart, but out comes Hannah Hampton. It's good defending, it's good goalkeeping even from Hannah Hampton. She was out quick to snatch that before Tessa Willart could nip in and try and get her hamstring.
She was tidy on the front foot, Hannah Hampton, but looks like she may have just caught a body onto the head as she was taking that sliding save from Tessa Willart, but she seems okay. But I'll tell you what, Hannah Erlings on that left-hand side for Belgium, whipping a fantastic ball into just outside the area for Tessa Willart. She's having one heck of a game.
Belgium's tactic is quite simple and it's quite one track. Just
it's working, isn't it?
Set off Tessa Willart and off she goes, but it's really hard to stop. It kind of reminds me of Iron Robin. You always knew he was going to cut in and shoot, but it doesn't mean you can stop it.
No, they just get wide so quickly, those wing backs, and they just stretch the centre backs, and then the opposite run from Tessa Willart on the other side is just a diagonal into the space.
England in possession with Kira Walsh, 35 yards from goal in a central position, slides it out to Carter. Short 5-yard pass to Park. She finds Mead on the left. Mead's cross blocked by Jensens.
I think Beth Mead knows that she's got more in her. Go 1v1, be more confident.
Esme Morgan now in possession. And I wonder, Karen, if Hannah Hampton's been told to play a little higher so those through balls for Tessa Willart can be cut out by her rather than her being so far back on her line.
No, absolutely. It's a risk that I think England are willing to take. They need to get that back line up so they can get pressure and compress the midfield, allow the front line to be more effective and combine.
Nice combination down the right-hand side between Beaver Jones and Bronze. It's Beaver Jones now. Tries to get the ball, then it hits the back of a Belgium defender. We play on still as Bronson tries to go forward, down over a challenge, and the referee gives a yellow card for Lucy Bronze. I think that is for simulation. And that's not the first yellow card Lucy Bronze has got for simulation, if I'm correct.
No, I've seen that movie before. I think there was something quite similar in the League Cup final as well. But you know what, she drives into an area, there's bodies. She's alert to the second balls. Nikita Paris is in there for a set. And to be fair, she does go through some bodies, but I don't think there's enough on there. If that's not in the box, it's not foul for me. Outside the box, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She doesn't really put her legs down to try and catch herself.
10 minutes into the second half. Belgium 3, England 1. Serena Wiegman made 2 changes at the break. Try and shore up the defence. So far, England looking a little bit better, but what they need to do is score 2 goals.
Well, already you can see, the likes of Jess Park and Grace Clinton are getting higher into the half spaces in between Van Havermat and Detroyer. And that means that they're able to support the attack from Nikita Paris. That means that Kira Walsh can get higher up the ball, or on the pitch.
Poor clearance from the Belgian goalkeeper. Walsh, central position, forward to Clinton, wriggles away from her defender, out square to Carter, who plays it into Park. England players, though, whenever they try and take a couple of steps towards goal, are blocked as Williamson shoots from range, tipped over by Lichtfuss. Good, solid shot from Leah Williamson that's behind for a corner.
And that's where that space is going to be. I think obviously Belgium in a deep block, aren't they? So they're in their own area defending their box, and the spaces emerge just at the edge of the area. Leah Williamson unleashes a strike, unfortunately just maybe catches too much of it. It probably would have hit the crossbar, but it needed a save from Lichtfuss. Comfortable in the end.
Corner in from Beth Mead, and the header met by Bronze, but it was glancing and it out of play for a goal kick.
That was a lovely delivery, wasn't it, from Beth Mead on that opposite side. Really driven in, and you could see Lucy Bronze was lining up for it. Just around the penalty spot, darts into a central area and just unfortunately catches the ball underneath it and sends it over the crossbar.
Immediately undoes her hair and reties it up. Spoke about that in her interview, didn't she? She's always messing with with her hair. It's one of her traits.
And her shin pads. That's the other one.
Chested down by Willart and plays it over for the run of Janssens. Her ball across, looking for Erling, goes past Belgium's number 7, but they'll keep it alive with Filtjens. Forward ball to Erlings. 3 yellow shirts in the England penalty area, including Van Havermet, who's surely the target, but met and collected instead by Hannah Hampton.
That's such a dangerous ball from Jules Jensen's getting forward on this right-hand side. She sees that England's centre-backs and defence is essentially running towards their own goal, and she just fires in a ball across the area. Really, really dangerous. England fortunate.
Belgium 3, England 1. Very different to the game at Ashton Gate on Friday. England, of course, without Rousseau and Lauren James. And it's the same back four that started on Friday that have conceded 3 goals here tonight. As it's with Leah Williamson, England's captain, bright orange boots. Straight ball up to Nikita Paris, who plays it back to Clinton. In the centre circle is Morgan, who carries it out towards the left. Slides it forward to Carter. Morgan and Carter have looked pretty short since coming on at half-time. And then Walsh saw the run of Bronze. One-touch ball across. Couldn't be met by Paris. The ball back across the face of goal. No takers. What about that pass, though? Kira Walsh drives it out to the right, and Lucy Bronze onto it. One touch back across goal. Shame there wasn't a teammate there to meet it.
Oh, that pass should be in a museum. It's absolutely gorgeous, a flat trajectory of that. She knows that Lucy Bronze is going to be marauding up that right-hand side, trying to get in behind the opposition's fullbacks and wingbacks. But yeah, unfortunately, it comes to nothing. But more changes to come, Flo.
Yep, Serena Wiegman changing 2 more players. Ella Toone is coming on for her teammate at Manchester United, Grace Clinton, and Fran Kirby coming on as well. That is very interesting. How England have missed her. She's coming on for Nikita Paris. So let's see how England shape up now, because Fran Kirby isn't really a central forward player. I wonder if Beaver Jones will go central. 75 caps for England Kirby has, but she's been in and out of the team. Illness, injury really affected her career, but she is one hell of a player.
She's a brilliant
when she's
player, honestly.
on form.
So good, in terms of her creativity. She can go left, she can go right. She's so balanced, she's so agile, and she's really intelligent in terms of finding those pockets of space, but always constantly threatening the back line as well.
So let's see if Toone and Kirby can help England unpick this resolute Belgium side.
To be fair, I thought Grace Clinton was starting to do a bit better in that second half, starting to get more control in the game, but supporting underneath Nikita Paris. But Ella Toone is just much more experienced. She'll add another layer of control.
Half an hour remaining. England trailing by 3-1 as is now with Ella Toone on the edge of the D. Good dribbling from her. Cleared though, and Morgan deals with it well before Willard could leap onto it.
Really well handled there, I think, from Esme Morgan. She locks onto Tessa Woolard as she's the sole outlet really for this Belgian side. Runs across her, blocks her runs off, and makes sure that Esme Morgan gets to the ball first.
Ball forward from Williamson, and Tisiak shields it back to Belgium's goalkeeper, Lichtfuss. Ella Toone as well, another player that has scored a lot of clutch goals for England and Manchester United. Loves a goal at Wembley, scored in the FA Cup final, Euros final. Can she get a key goal for England tonight? They very much need it from her. On the ball now, gives it straight to Van Havermat on the halfway line, and Belgium will come forward. You can hear the roar of the Belgium crowd as soon as they get on the ball and start heading into England territory. Van Havermat, the tall, blonde-haired number 10, who scored Belgium's second goal, plays it back, and then it's rather awkwardly left by Toolings, and it goes out for a throw-in for England.
You can see what she was trying to do there. I mean, every other moment, I think Filtjens would have been there on the left-hand side for Belgium and advanced, and just didn't quite work out this time. Fortunate for England.
Van Havermat back to Tisiak. Those two players both play in the WSL. As Tisiak plays a wonderful ball in behind Erling's now is wide. The flag is up though for offside. Did look a little too good to be true. Free kick for England.
Suspect for sure. But you can see Aggie Beever-Jones is looking to start the press. And she's so enthusiastic about trying to get pressure on the ball, but the rest of the team need to go with her. She can't go pressing in isolation. If she does, then they get played through. Beth England and Aggie Beever-Jones need to kind of really work that timing of the press out.
Other home nations in action in the Nations League today. Scotland fell to a 6-1 defeat to Germany. Elsewhere as well, Northern Ireland are beating Romania by a goal to nil in the 90th minute, and it's 1-1 between Sweden and Wales. England trailing Belgium by 3 goals to 1 here. No Alessia Russo, and one of the questions coming into this game was who would be her backup. Beth Mead now plays it forward for Aggie Beever-Jones, who is one of those backup options. Tried to play it through the legs of Tisiak, who gives it away for a corner. Bit of an audition for Beever-Jones, Nikita Paris, and it's not been a great audition for them so far. But England do need a backup for Alessia Russo.
No, they do. I mean, her impact has been felt, and her absence perhaps felt even greater.
England corner. Beth Mead with a flat delivery, met by Williams, who tried to lay it off to Toon. Collected by Kira Walsh on the edge of the box. Well, she shoots from range. She scored on Friday. The effort deflected, but this time not deflected into the back of the Belgium net. Instead, collected by Belgium's shot stopper.
Yeah, comfortable in the end. Lots of bodies in the Belgium box, trying to get behind the ball as much as possible. I just think sometimes Kira Walsh must feel exasperated just at the edge of the area, wanting to take this game by the scruff of the neck, but wrong decision there for me.
Good challenge on the halfway line from Esme Morgan. Got there ahead of Van Havermaet, and Belgium are forced all the way back to their goalkeeper, who hits the long ball looking for Willart, who just touches it brilliantly out the sky, turns away from Kira Walsh and then tries to play it in behind, looking for Erlings, but it's well headed by Lucy Bronze before it could get there. We do keep raving about Tessa Willart, but she is having some game this evening. She really is.
She just gets between the lines. She's either threatening beyond, or she's pulling off the centre backs and getting in between the lines. And that one, actually, that ball from the goalkeeper flicked it, was actually just over the head of Kira Walsh, and just Tessa Willart takes it out of the air. She's a phenomenal player, just drops it down on her feet and then has another run at the back line. You just think someone needs to just take her out of the game for about 5 minutes, or stop any sort of service into her. She's so dangerous.
I thought for a second you were suggesting someone just to take her out as a shot from range comes in from Ella Tudor's wide of target.
No, definitely not. I definitely meant out of play. Yeah, stop any balls into her. That would be really helpful, because she's causing trouble.
Nice moment there from Ella Toon. Wasn't too far off target, and good to see England trying something, trying to get back in this game.
I think that's the attitude you need, isn't it? You know, she's so good with the ball at her feet. She's really well balanced. She can move inside and outside, off balance defenders, and she just needs a window of a moment to get a strike off, but unfortunately that just wasn't on target.
Header won by Carter. Toon on the halfway line, and it's hit forward looking for Beever-Jones, cleared by Tisiak. England faring better in this second half than they did in the first, but they've given themselves a big mountain to climb, trailing Belgium here by 3 goals to 1.
No, it was quite shocking, wasn't it, that first half, in terms of just the pace of the runs, the directness of the attack, and just the discombobulation, I think, of that England back four.
Lucy Bronze whips a ball in, looking for Beever-Jones, who tries to get in between the 2 defenders, goes down. Free kick given against Beever-Jones. Free kick given to Belgium. Good delivery again, though, from Lucy Bronze, the most capped player in this England squad, the 5th all-time most capped England player on the women's side.
Credit to Aggie Beever-Jones. She's trying to do anything she can. She's absolutely desperate to get on the end of that lovely ball in from Lucy Bronze, and Amber Tisiak stands up tall, as she has been doing for West Ham this season. Good defending in the end. 2 Belgian players ready to come on at the next break.
Goal kick is taken though, 67 minutes played. Belgium 3, England 1. Esme Morgan wins the header on the halfway line, and Frank Kirby and Jess Park career into each other accidentally, and they look a little frustrated at each other actually.
No, Fran won't be happy with that at all. Obviously, both of them just had eyes for the ball, but Fran Kirby wants to make her impact felt in this game.
Morgan teetering forward, plays the ball into the feet of Beaver Jones, back to goal, 40 yards from goal in a central area, finds Leah Williams in the centre circle. Straightforward pass to Mead. It's now with Ella Toon. Slides into the path of Bronze, whose ball across is first time and knocked out first time as well for another England corner.
I just think when the ball's out in those wide areas, can England be a bit more dynamic? Can they make the runs across that near post? Can they beat the first defender? Can they get in the eye line of the goalkeeper?
There's two Belgium substitutes still lingering on the sideline. Belgium not wanting to make a change when England have a corner. So effective from set pieces on Friday. This time floated in towards Williamson. Van Havermet meets it well. Park picks it up, edge of the box, back to Toon. She plays it into Mead, receives it back, and then Toon delivers, and in fact it just sails over the crossbar out for a goal kick again for Belgium, and Toon turns away in frustration. Big sigh from Ella Toon.
It'll be interesting to see what these two players can do in terms of making an impact for Belgium. I think Yearlings has been absolutely exceptional tonight for Belgium. I think that level of energy down that left-hand side is going to be difficult to match.
Coming on is Blom. 40 caps for Belgium, plays her club football for Tenerife. Why not Tenerife? What a nice place to live. Destroyer coming off as well, and Delacau also coming on. She also came on as a substitute on Friday, plays her football in Germany. So those two Belgium changes made then. 20 minutes remaining. Belgium 3, England 1. No Rousseau, no Hemp, no Lauren James to get England back into the game. Forward ball cleared by Tissiak, who's been very good in defence, alongside Kaiman and Deleuze for Belgium. That Belgium back three. England's captain Williamson in the centre circle. Diagonal driven pass is misplaced. Jess Carter can't get there, and it's out for throw-in for Belgium. The Belgium fans, Tulings, just ushering to the crowd, trying to get the crowd up behind and trying to get these Belgium fans to roar their side onto what would be back-to-back home victories for Belgium against England.
Yeah, I actually can't believe this is the same team that I saw on Friday night. You know, both teams. England uncharacteristically untidy in their possession, and a Belgium side that looked devoid of confidence now certainly looked very, very full of it and quality.
Lucy Bronze, first time ball towards the penalty area, headed clear. Walsh recycles. Toon forward to Beaver Jones, steps away brilliantly on the edge of the box, but she's then surrounded by three yellow shirts, so has to go back. Belgium defending really well. There's just no space. The distances that England got so badly wrong in the first half, as you said, Karen Barnsley, so disciplined from Belgium.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's a mid to low block, isn't it? They get around the edge of their area, Belgium, and then suddenly the space to play between disappears, and that's when you really have to start utilising the width, which they're doing okay on the right-hand side, England.
Lucy Bronze into Beaver Jones, slides it into the penalty area wide though for Toon. Can't get her cross away because Filtjens is there to block, and England clear. Always that looming ominous threat that Belgium could just nick it back, go long to Tessa Willer, who could punish you. First half she got 2 goals as Blom gives away a free kick, fouling Ella Toon. And a little bit of pushing and shoving now between Filtjens, who's tried to delay the free kick.
It's cheeky though. Look at the reaction, from England. Beth Mead is a bit upset, frustrated. Is that sort of translating into their decision making on the pitch? It's clever from Phil Chinzo, trying to get into Ella Toon's head.
That looks like a delaying the restart to me, Karen Barsley, and that's what she's got the yellow card for. Beth Mead to take that. All those purple shirts of England lined up on the edge of the 18-yard box. Driven towards goal and straight at Beaver Jones, kept alive still. Belgium clear with Van Havermaet, and then Willart just boots it out of play. But that looked for a moment like it was going to be a good opportunity for Beaver Jones, but it kind of hit her in her chest.
Yeah, it was a bit of a funny delivery. Nothing really came from it, and I think it was a bit too easy for Van Havermaet to clear lines really uncontested. Like I said, she's been such a stalwart in the Everton side. She's so good in the air.
Coming into this, Belgium had conceded the most goals and had the worst goal difference in the top league of the Nations League, but they are showing England up tonight so far. 16 minutes remaining. They still lead England by 3-1 as Lucy Bronze is out by the corner flag trying to get their delivery in. Off Phil Jens, out for a corner for England. England shooting towards where the England fans are sitting. Little corner just behind the goal. And they're right by where the corner is being taken.
Feels like a pivotal moment for England.
Can they make the most of one of these set-piece opportunities? Delivered by Beth Mead. Lucy Bronze was careering towards it, went over her head. Collected instead by Carter, square to Toon. Ball sprayed out to the right-hand channel, and Beth Mead will try and get it back in. She can't though. The Belgian players just pressing really well, and then a free kick goes the way of England. Leah Williamson pushed in the back by Deleuze. The defender just came out all the way, pressing high, and Belgium getting in England's faces. England not liking it.
No, I think, what do you expect though? I think Belgium are going to be doing anything they can to frustrate England, and you see Leah Williamson just react a little bit to Deleuze, just kicks out a little bit in frustration.
Yes, that wasn't a great moment from Williamson. England have a free kick. We'll come back to that. It's lifted in towards the penalty area. Bronze got the header, but off target. Yeah, a little awkward moment there where Leah Williamson was pushed to the floor, and then as the player ran past her, kind of lifted her foot up and made sure she left one on her. We don't have VAR tonight, and I suspect in a more high-profile VAR game they might be looking at that.
This is what we were kind of alluding to earlier, wasn't it, around emotional control. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's not quite going according to plan, but you can't give the opposition any sort of fuel for the fire. You just have to focus on what it is that you can do. Even if you're having not a great night, you focus on your physicality, you focus on your passing, you focus on your organisation.
Phil Jens is off, just got a yellow card for Belgium, and replacing her is Eleanor de Hont. A warm applause from the Belgium fans. 6,000 in attendance here. Good chunk of England fans who made the trip. Probably not massively enjoying themselves at the moment. Can England turn it around though? Wooler on the halfway line, plays it square to Blom. She helps it on to Delacour. The Belgian fans cheering their side on as Delacour tries to play it into the box, and Williamson clears.
I still can't get over how good Tessa Wooler is. Honestly, she's inside, outside of the right, left foot. She's so comfortable. Again, constantly getting in between the England lines. The back four in the midfield.
Jess Carter on the ball for England. Little 5-yard pass to Walsh. Toon in the centre circle now. Lucy Bronze going forward down the left and tries to play it round. The Belgium defender gets taken out, and that did not look good for Lucy Bronze. Another yellow card, this time for Delacour, the substitute that just came on. But I tell you what, I imagine there's quite a few Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans that are watching this thinking, we're playing in the Champions League semi-finals in a couple of weeks. Would you not want to see players like Lucy Bronze getting taken out like that?
No, it's certainly quite a violent challenge. I think Delicau just getting her hip into Lucy Bronze's hip area as well. That's going to be quite painful. But with quite a lot on the line for the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea as well, you really wish the job would have been done earlier.
Me with the ball across. Yellow shirt accidentally helped it goalwards, nearly an own goal. Corner for England, another corner. They've had a lot of corners, but they've created relatively little from them. The corner taken short to Park. Park in the penalty area. Ella Toon helps it on. Her ball across, hits the chest of Tisiak. Another corner for England, taken short by Toon into Park. Park delivers it. Header across the face of goal. England trying to keep it alive. Belgium can't clear. Jess Park then with the volley, and it hits the head of Van Havermaet. Bounces off the top of the crossbar. Out for another England corner. There's a lot of pressure and possession and touches in the box, but I still don't feel like England are going to score, Karen.
No, listen, Belgium have 10 players in the box, and I think England had perhaps 3-4 max. And there's so many bodies that it has to go through. It just really doesn't look like, I think England are utilising the ball as well as they can do. Need some more composure, better decisions.
Another change then for Serena Wiegman. Off comes Jess Park, and on comes Michelle Adjiman, 19-year-old, for her England debut. And can she come on and make a difference? Exciting for her nonetheless, regardless of how she gets on. Really exciting player. Straight on for the corner. The ball's put in the box. Goes towards her, actually. Wins it back. Back to Walsh. England are forced all the way back. About 40 yards out from goal now. Ella Toon. Square to Walsh. Lots of the players have stayed forward. Leah Williamson now will go with the ball into the box. Knee down by Adjiman, who volleys it into the top corner! Wow! On her England debut! Just come onto the pitch, and that is a sensational goal! Sensational finish from Michelle Adjiman!
Oh my word, what a finish that was! She takes a position on the back shoulder of the centre back and just backpedals into the area, brings it down so nicely with her knee and just volleys it out of the air, smashes it into the Belgian net. What a beautiful composed finish from the 19-year-old. Instant impact, genius move by Serena Wiegman. Where have you been?
And we said England didn't look like scoring. Well, they didn't until Michelle Adjiman came on the pitch. What about that? 9 minutes remaining. Belgium 3, England 2. England have another goal back. Michelle Adjiman on her first ever game for England, her first ever goal. Belgium 3, England 2. England trying to get back in this. Wow, what a moment. And let's hope that goal is not for nothing. Let's hope England can...
Did you see it? It's not for nothing.
Take the momentum on them and get a point or something from this game.
What a goal.
What a goal. Ella Toon fouls a Belgian player, Yanis Kaiman, on the halfway line. She gets a yellow card. A little bit cynical, just trying to stop the counter. We know how dangerous Belgium have been from counter-attacks. A classic professional foul. That goal, wow.
No, it was brilliant. Such a fantastic display of positional awareness. The way she peels off the back shoulder of the Belgian defender just to give herself some separation, to create a lovely touch and set up for a volley. And she just hits it so pure.
Goal kick for England. I tell you what, it was assisted by Leah Williamson. Adjiman plays her football on loan at Brighton, but she's from Arsenal, so she'll know Williamson. She'll know Williamson loves those diagonal balls, and what a ball it was from Williamson, but the finish, wow, what a moment. will she be Alessia Russo's backup in the Euros this summer? Because we need another number 9 stating her case on her England debut. England coming forward again. It's with Adjiman in the penalty area. Lays it off to Walsh. Walsh back to Adjiman, who took a shot and shot straight away, blocked by Tissiak. Belgium clear, but it's won back well. Kira Walsh then thinks it out to the left. Can Beth Mead keep it in by the corner flag? Yes, she can. Good play by Mead. Back to the left back position of Carter. England pushing to get level. Toon. It's now with Esme Morgan. Jess Carter, chalk on her boots, driving towards the byline, down under a challenge. Free kick for England in the left channel. Nice moment, nice position for a free kick this, and well won by Jess Carter.
No, it was. Absolutely. She's put her right shoulder into Dawn. Just seems to get across her. Dawn can't cope physically with Jess Carter and gives England a great opportunity to equalise with not very long to go, Flo.
6 minutes remaining. Belgium 3, England 2. Can England rescue something from this game? The England fans behind the goal, where this free kick is being taken, look nervous, look quiet. The Belgium fans are clapping, stamping their feet. They want to try and see their side over the line. Beth Mead, 2 hands in the air to take. Lifts it towards the back post, headed back across goal by Leah Williamson, but lands on the roof of the net, out for a goal kick for Belgium.
Time to roll the dice for England, I think. Just keep that back line high, keep the midfield high, allow Aggie Beaver-Jones to press. Looks like Belgium are smart, they're clever, they know that that's exactly what England want, and they're going to get everyone rounding up for a long goal kick into the midfield.
Forward goes that goal kick up to Van Havermaet, who flicks it on. Falls to Kirby, who volleys it back to goalkeeper Hannah Hampton. It's now with Leah Williamson. She goes for the long ball into the channel, looking for Adjiman. Can she pick out Adjiman again? She does, but Adjiman accidentally falls into the back of the defender, fouls her. Free kick for Belgium. It's actually good by Kaiman. She
gets
ran in front.
Across.
Yeah, she gets her body across, so she's in between the ball and Adjiman and forces the foul.
It's a really, really smart move from Kaiman. I mean, Adjiman is so powerful in the way that she runs, and then she just absolutely goes through Kaiman. Well managed, I think, from Belgium.
Seconds ticking away. 4 minutes remaining of the 90. Leah Williamson hooks the ball over the halfway line. Won by Tissiak. Belgium in possession with Tessa Willard, who's forced back to Kaiman. Those 2 experienced players, centurions for Belgium, doing well just to hold on to the ball, take a bit of the sting out the game. This is good from Belgium. Delacau now runs away from Walt, slides it out to Janssens. Her forward ball. And across and blocked by Morgan. Corner for Belgium.
So I think Esme Morgan's done quite well since she's come on. She's kept Tessa Willard at bay. There were a few moments where she tried to run into the space, and Esme Morgan just tracks her run really, really well, stops any forward momentum, but Belgium are going to really try to slow this down, see the game out now.
These Belgium fans are up for this. They're voiced for us. They're trying to see their side over the line. And they've got a corner here. They're standing up, waving their hands in anticipation. Tessa Willard to take the corner, and I think they're going to take a short one and try and just hold it in the corner for a while. They do. And it's out with Toylings, who's going to try and win another corner. In fact, she wins a throw-in, but I suspect they're going to do the same tactic. They're not in a rush.
England need an outlet, need someone higher up the pitch. This time you have to take a risk. You're losing 3-2. Just a quick transition, maybe for Fran Kirby to hoof it up the pitch. Adjiman, can you be higher?
Throw in taken into Woolart. And they're holding it in the corner here, Belgium. Well done. Jess Carter put the pressure on the defender. Won the throw in, and then a bit of an awkward moment. The referee just awkwardly ran into someone, and a yellow card given to Toylings for her trying to delay the restart. In fact, it's for shouting in the face of the assistant referee. England's Adjiman trying to bring it forward. Knocked onto Ella Toon. Ball goes back to the England centre-half, Morgan. It's out now with Lucy Bronze in the right-back position. England players drifting forward. Belgian players retreating. Esme Morgan in the centre circle. Adjiman receives the ball to feet. Passes it back to Walsh. Spreads it out to Carter on the left-hand side. Just a yard inside from the touchline. Good triangle passing this from England. Running out of time as the ball's cut out by Van Havermaet. Belgium have it back in defence. Hit forward by their goalkeeper. Morgan collects square to Williamson over the halfway line, trotting forward. Plays it inside to Toon. Forward to Aggie Beaver-Jones on the edge of the box. Finds Adjiman, who tried to play it into Kirby. Belgium clear for now.
Some agonizingly close central combinations with Adjiman just trying to drop that back line off. Frank Kirby runs off the shoulder of Deleuze.
And Batisiak clears for a throw-in for England, right out by the corner flag on that right-hand side, which England are attacking. Lucy Bronze throws it in to Beaver-Jones, who's backing towards the goal, but from wide. She goes back to Bronze. Bronze whips the ball in, punched by the goalkeeper. Picked up by Walsh on the edge of the box. She's challenged. Ella Toon then from range, wide of target.
Ella Toon had the goalkeeper scrambling, didn't she, in the Belgian goal? Again, she just sees an opening and all she's thinking is play forward, create an opportunity to score, and it's agonizingly wide.
We've played the 90 minutes then. There will be 4 minutes of stoppage time on the end. Belgium 3, England 2. England facing defeat, their first defeat in the Nations League, their first defeat of 2025, unless they can rescue something here in injury time. The Belgium players and fans really keen to see this out. A real enthusiasm here in Leuven, and we're seeing a last minute sub. We're just trying to slow the game down. Toolings coming off, and the player that is coming on to replace her is De Cagny. Toolings has had a good game for Belgium.
She has. She's been a threat. She's been a pain in the neck the entire time for this England team. Just, again, breaking up play, being a direct threat, joining in the attack, being solid defensively when she's tracking back. Can England take it to the wire?
Balls on the halfway line, both teams trying to get to it. Free kick given to England, and it's getting very tetchy here now. Esme Morgan trying to get the ball back off a Belgian player, pulls the back of her hair. She goes down. Yellow card given to Esme Morgan and also given to Blom. It's getting very heated. England very frustrated. They need to keep their heads here though, Karen. They're getting a little bit silly.
That's one way to put it, yeah. No, like I said, it's an emotional game. England won't be happy with their performance. They want to try to put it right, do everything they can. This is really one of the last efforts they'll have.
Hannah Hampton with the free kick on the halfway, then all the England players forward, hit in towards the penalty area. Van Havermaet's big head meets it. Belgium will try and clear it. Morgan fouls the yellow-shirted player running away from goal. Free kick for Belgium on the edge of their own box. We've played 3 minutes of the 4. England might be running out of chances, Karen.
Belgium have really been clever. Any sort of England body touching these Belgian players, they're playing up on it, drawing those fouls. They're managing this game really well. And as for Gunnesdotter, the manager of this Belgian side, I think she's got her game plan absolutely spot on, and again, really well executed by the likes of Tessa Wool, their senior players.
Free kick taken forward. Ella Toon pushed in the back. England will have a free kick, so they'll have one more chance to fire this forward. Toon hurting herself in the process there. England take the free kick quickly. Leah Williamson now, the ball's in play. It's no longer a set piece. It's back with Hannah Hampton. Hannah Hampton fires it forward, flicked on. Adjiman wide in the penalty area, blocked by a Belgian player. Corner for England, and this will probably be the last attack of the game. Hannah Hampton looks at Serena Wiegman to say, "Can I go forward, boss?" And she gives a nod of the head. Hannah Hampton is forward. Last chance saloon for England.
Delivery has to be on point here.
Belgium 3, England 2. Final seconds. England have a corner. Everyone is forward. Lifted in to the penalty area and straight into the gloves of the Belgian goalkeeper. Big roar around the stadium here from the Belgian fans. They think their side have won it.
Really well taken from the young goalkeeper Lickfist. Through loads of bodies. England just throwing everyone in the area. And she comes through, takes it with both hands. Nice and controlled and brings it to the floor. Well played, young lady.
Still playing though. The ball rolls out for a Belgium throw-in on the far side in front of the Belgium dugout, where the Belgium manager looks quite calm, but I think that bench is about to erupt. It will be her first win as Belgium manager. It will be a big win, a big scalp for them after that drubbing on Friday night. The referee looks at her watch. Belgium are in possession, driving forward. They just want the full-time whistle now. Throw in for Belgium. We still play. We've played 5 minutes.
Need a bit of urgency, get the ball up the pitch, work it through the thirds as quickly as you can, but you got to get your bodies up.
Cheers and whistles ringing around. The Belgian fans don't understand why the final whistle hasn't been blown yet. England coming forward, so they might still have a chance as Bronze plays it forward straight to a yellow-shirted player, and there is the full-time whistle then. Belgium have beaten England. Fantastic scenes here from the Belgian fans and the Belgian players. This is a big win for them, a big moment for them, and they are very deserving of it. They ripped England apart in the first half an hour. They really did. 2 goals from Tessa Willard, a header from Justine Van Havermaet. England got a goal back through the penalty spot from Beth Mead in the first half. Second half, England huffed and they puffed, but they really didn't look like getting back into the game until on came 19-year-old Michelle Adjiman on her debut, scored a beautiful goal, a wonderful goal for England to make it 3-2, but England couldn't get that equaliser late on, and they've fallen to defeat here, Karen Bardsley.
Story of the night was the way that game ended. I think Lucy Bronze just plays it straight to a Belgian midfielder, and then the final whistle goes. It's been sloppy, an uncharacteristic performance from England today, but what I am pleased to see was the likes of Michelle Adjiman taking her opportunity with both hands and scoring one of the best goals I've seen this season. Absolutely world class from the 19-year-old. She can slot right in anytime, but ultimately lots to improve on. A stark difference from what we saw on Friday night to this evening from both of these teams, and I think perhaps Belgium have given themselves a chance to pull some points back and try to stay into this Group 3 League A.
It's a bad night for England, no doubt. It was a bad performance. They are missing a lot of key players, but one really bright spark was Michelle Adjiman. I agree, Karen Bardsley. I think that's the best goal I've seen live this season. The technique to bring it down out the air from that big diagonal, and the volley into the top corner. sensational. That moment for her, that's a huge moment for her and her family, and let's hope we see plenty more goals from her in an England shirt in the future.
Yeah, Serena said she was tearing it up during the week as well when she came into the camp, and I think, I'd love to see more of her if she plays like that. She's got a bit of a swag about her. She plays with her socks quite low, but really, really clever positioning from her. I certainly want to see more, but yeah, for me, the hole was too deep. I think England really didn't start well. They conceded the spaces in between the centre backs and the full backs for Tessa Woolert to run through and threaten, and it really wasn't dealt with well. The spaces became massively large in the midfield, struggled to cover, and they were punished. They were absolutely punished today by Tessa Woolert.
A punishing night for England here in Belgium. Full-time score, it is Belgium 3, England 2.